Your name will no longer be Jacob. Genesis chapter 32, verse 28, Jacob wrestles with God. In brief, passage. Genesis chapter 31, verse 1 through chapter 33, verse 7. Theme, the birth of Israel. Second millennium, BC. Haran and Peniel. Jacob. Isaac and Rebekah's son and Esau's younger brother. Laban, uncle, Jacob and Esau's uncle and father of Jacob's wives Leah and Rachel. Leah, the eldest daughter of Laban and Jacob's first wife. Rachel, the second daughter of Laban and Jacob's second and favorite wife. The unknown stranger, a mysterious figure believed to be an angel of God or God himself. Esau, Jacob's older brother. With Jacob's growing wealth as a herdsman incurs the jealousy of Laban's sons who think it is at the father's expense. God tells Jacob to go back to Canaan, the land of your fathers. Genesis 31, verse 3. Jacob calls his wives Leah and Rachel, Laban's daughters, to tell them they must leave. He says how God has always been with him, enabled him to prosper, and never allowed Laban to do him harm. Leah and Rachel support Jacob and tell him that all the wealth that God took away from our father belongs to us and our children. Chapter 31, verse 16. They tell Jacob to do everything that God has told him. Return to Canaan. Together with his wives and servants, Jacob prepares to escape and sends his livestock on ahead. Unbeknownst to Jacob, his second wife Rachel steals Laban's precious heirloom idols, known as teraphim, and packs them for their journey. 3 days after Jacob's escape, Laban discovers that the teraphim are missing and that Jacob has fled. Furious, he pursues Jacob for a week before catching up with them in the hill country of Gilead. However, a dream in which God warns Laban not to say anything to Jacob tempers his response. When Laban asks for the return of his teraphim, Jacob allows his uncle to search inside their tents. Hearing this, Rachel hides the teraphim in her camel saddle and sits on it. When Laban searches the tent, and she excuses herself for not standing on the pretense that she is menstruating. Jacob chastises Laban for his lack of trust, and the two form a covenant before God making a sacrifice. Jacob promises never to treat his wife poorly or take another wife besides Laban's 2 daughters. The wrestling match. As Jacob approaches Canaan, he receives word that his estranged brother Esau is advancing to meet him with 400 men. Shaken by the news, Jacob sends gifts of camel, sheep, goats, and cattle to pacify his brother. He then has his wives and sons escorted across the ford of the Jabbok while he ruminates on the situation on the sands. What follows is one of the most mysterious passages in the Old Testament. A stranger challenges Jacob to wrestle. The ensuing struggle lasts the night, neither party prevailing. Eventually, at daybreak, Jacob's opponent realizes he cannot defeat Jacob. To bring the wrestling match to a close, he touches the socket of Jacob's hip, dislocating the bone. Despite the chain, Jacob refuses to release his soul until the stranger blesses him. In reply, the stranger tells Jacob that his name will no longer be Jacob but Israel, meaning he struggles with God, because he has struggled with God and man and prevailed. The stranger blesses Jacob and vanishes. The next day, Jacob meets his brother Esau and bows down before him to signal that he means no harm. The 2 men are reconciled. Scholars dispute the identity of the stranger. Some say, following Hosea chapter 12, verse 3 through 4, that it was the angel of the Lord. Others that it was the Spirit of Jesus Christ taking the form of a man. Still more say it was God himself. The 12 tribes of Israel. During his years of self-imposed exile, Jacob prospers both in terms of wealth and the number of children born to his wives and concubines. His first wife Leah bears 6 sons: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, while Rachel's favorite wife struggles to conceive, gives birth to Joseph and Benjamin, the last child causing her to die in childbirth. In addition, Bilhah, Rachel's handmaiden, and Zilpah, Leah's, and each give birth to 2 sons by Jacob: Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Biblical tradition holds that these 12 sons, along with the two of Jacob's grandsons through Joseph, form the 12 tribes of Israel, or Israelites, after the name given to Jacob by the stranger on the sands at Peniel.